What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon. We completed the first boss in the last episode. Not too shabby, everybody. Not too shabby. We're doing reasonably well right now. I wish right now the Nomad Wagon has like a whole bunch of like random trinkets that you can get.
Corners of the earth.
Essentially, it has a whole bunch of trinkets that you can get, and some of them are very, very good. And so what you want to do is watch out for these right here, the Ancestrals. Ancestrals are 100% like the thing you're looking for, because if you can stack a couple of these on each character, you become fairly godly really, really quickly. And I don't mean that you go to a church a lot more, it just means that you become the equivalent of a godly badass in this world. We are going to have to spend some money on making people feel better in this turn. So let's go ahead on this week. And we've got a lot to fix. Unfortunately, it's going to get expensive, and the caretaker has perfectly decided to use the thing that I need right now. I haven't put a whole lot of time or anything into the Abbey, so I'm thinking I might do that anyways.
Gilded icons and dogmatic rituals. For some, a tonic against the bloodshed.
And so we'll reduce the cost right there, I think. Was it just me, or did the entire screen just shift downwards? That was odd. Did you see that? I saw that. That was really weird. I felt like the entire screen shifted downwards. Anyways, with Michelle, I don't think we're going to be able to do much with him for right now. He got an ability called Clotter at the end, which is actually really, really good considering he puts bleeds on people. So bleed resist is always helpful. If you wanted to know, I didn't do the synopsis. We made about 8,000 gold, and that was about it. Reynald got Natural Swing, which gives him accuracy. Machalt got Slow Draw, which is unfortunate, but that's easily fixed. We can just throw her into the sanitarium later on. And then Dismas got himself, let's see, I think he got Second Wind, perhaps? No, he didn't get anything, never mind, but he did get this bitchin' ass ring right here. It's worth it to take this ring off and swap it onto whoever's active, by the way. I don't know if other people have thought about that in their playthroughs, but what I would highly recommend is that you take things off of people after each quest, and you sort of like kid out at the beginning. You have like that moment where James Bond goes and sees Q before you go into the dungeon. Well, this chest right here is your Q. A lot less talkative, but at the same time has good loot for you. Dismas is going in there to gamble. Going into the brothel to do something. Well, I mean, in some respects it's gambling. Definitely gambling with the health of one's Wii. But anyways, Machalt, she can go into there, and that'll get her taken care of. Our entire party, I want to give them a good amount of respite because they deserve it. They really, really sincerely do. They completed a fight right there that was nasty as all hell. Since we've got an extra slot right there, we'll throw in Michelle, and he's going to have to flagellate himself for a little bit. Alright, so having healed up our A-team, I think that leaves us with a couple of seconds to take a look at our roster over here and figure out who it is that we want to sort of swap in and out inside of our group. I really see no reason to carry around multiple Vestals. I like the Vestals. There's definitely no justification for carrying around multiple Plague Doctors. You only really need one, so sorry, Revere. No silver work for you. On this side, can I upgrade this at all? I can. Let's go with the Hero Barracks and make it a little bit bigger. That's going to tap out the remainder of our base building resources, but it does give us a little bit of a fallback plan in case things start to go wrong, because this is an easy game to bottom out in and very much kind of like lose. So, Sour Duval, very, 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 very good skill set actually. I like all of his skills right now, except for Hands of the Abyss, where I would give him Weakening Curse as a swap out, or Vulnerability Hex, either or, whichever you prefer. If you're running a Bounty Hunter, I would go with Vulnerability Hex. If you're not running a Bounty Hunter, I would go with Weakening Curse. So that's just my recommendation right there. If you notice why, if you're asking why you want to take the Bounty Hunter with him, he's got that right there. See that marked target on the bottom of that ability? Marked target makes it so that with specific abilities you deal an extra 100% damage if the target is... Ooh, he's actually got a couple of... Well, those aren't too bad. They could be a lot worse. But anyways, Marked Target makes Bounty Hunter's abilities work a lot more. And a couple of other characters have abilities too. I think the Grave Robber might have one that does better against marked targets. I'm going to take Mamonot, or Mamano. And I'm going to call him Mama No from now on. That's his name, Mama No. Got Mama No up in the party. Let's see here. With Mama No up in the group, he's got Holy Lance. I would consider dropping his stun. Well... yeah, I'd consider dropping his stun for either the stress heal or the battle heal. Your option. If you're having more problems with stress, meow. If you're not having many problems with stress, meow. Whichever you prefer. I also want to bring in Sour Duval. He's got really good skill sets, and honestly, you do want to have a lot of occultists. They're quite useful.
One must know it.
We have Ghoul, who appears to be a jester. He's got Harvest, Solo, Inspiring Tune, Battle Ballad. Well, he can be, like, my big issue is right now, I think the Jester is the worst class in the game. I'll say that up front. He has really bad move resist, and he requires being in one position to do his job no matter what. And so in these weird situations, you have a character who is highly specialized for one job no matter how you spec him. He is either on the back line, the third slot, or the front slot no matter what. And if you see how he has very little use in any line, that means that if he gets moved around, you could lose access to the ability that you need at any given moment. He's okay. If you run Slice Off, if you run Battle Ballad, and if you run Harvest, and if you run Inspiring Tune, so this one, this one, this one, and this one, that's probably his best set right there, and you put him in the third row, and if you start having stress problems, you swap him into the back row and just have him play Inspiring Tune every single turn. But other than that, that's pretty much his only viable build. He has a couple of good camp skills, but it's really hard to justify bringing him along. It really is. He lacks utility. Pretty much, he's the worst class in the game by far. They either need to bring his utility up, or they need to bring his damage up. One of the two, and then I think he'll be fixed. That or add a couple more slots to where make his abilities a little bit more useful from varying areas of the line. Because as of right now, he's so situational that chances are you're not going to get much use out of him. I mean, he has been useful. I don't want to make it sound like he's utterly worthless, because he's functionable. Like, you can make him work. You can force his proverbial square peg through a round hole if you need to, but I'd prefer just not to deal with him in the first place. So we have a couple of quests now, and as you get further into the game, you're going to have more options as to what kind of quests you want to do. So for example, we've got this one right here, to purify altars. Essentially all that means is that you go up to an altar and I don't know if I've ever done that quest before. I don't know if you have to bring holy water for it or not, or if you just go up and you just consecrate them by clicking on them and looting them. No idea right there, but for this quest, I think I'll probably go for... Let's find out. Let's find out. I think I'll play around with this one. It's got a good pay. Oh, it's a medium. I don't want to do a medium right now. I'm not in the mood. It'll take too long. Complete 100% battles. 100% battles. Let's go into... What do we need, right? We need anything. So I'll probably just go with... Portraits tend to be difficult to get, so I'll go with the Warrens. The Warrens can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but they're not that bad. So we have level 1 recommended right there. Do we have any level 0 recommendeds? I prefer to do those. Okay, no 0 recommendeds. Let's go with... Sour Duval. We will go with Boneth, because these two have very good synergy with each other too. In our next two slots, we'll go with Ansgot, who has a decent set of skills, although not my favorite. Actually, no, she's got a good skill set. I'll take it. And then we'll put Mama No up in the front line. And with Mama No, we have a stun already on her. So with Mama No, what I would suggest doing at this point is to make him a little bit more utilitarian by unlocking either Battle Heal or Inspiring Cry, whichever you prefer. I'll probably play this one with Battle Heal, because our heals are going to be subject to RNG, so it'll be nice to have somebody else that can toss some heals around Paladin style if he really needs to. We will go with Mama No. We've got Ansgot. We've got Boneth, and then we've got Sour Duval. That party's looking very... This is a good party right here. This is one of my favorite comps, so I'm excited about it. On our kit out for the smaller missions, I usually bring 12 food. I usually bring like 8 torches. If you hustle, should be enough. Are we cleansing the altars? Is that what we were doing here? Is that the quest that we took? No, we're killing everything. Okay. Just trying to make sure. Just trying to make sure. We'll take 12 of those, 8 of those, 2 shovels, 2 keys, and that should be... Well, we'll bring a holy water just in case. Every time I don't bring a holy water, I regret it, and every time I do bring one, meh. Okay, so in we go here. We're finally into the dungeon. Like I said, I'm making all kinds of weird cuts and stuff with this series because I just can't trust it. Like, I've had too many episodes get ruined now by recording software disagreeing with the game. We've got the books over here. I think he has a better chance with the books, as I recall. It has a lasting effect on him, unfortunate. He got demonomania. That's actually not so bad. That just... Oh, he believes he is possessed by demons? That's different than I thought it would be. I thought it was the one that makes him obsessed with the occult. We've got... Ooh, first round surprise. Okay. So the guy you want to watch out for in this fight is this drummer in the back. You want him to be pulled to the front no matter what. Otherwise, he's going to sit there. He's going to cause all kinds of problems for you like this right here. Drums of debilitation. So, boom, boom, boom. You end up very, very unhappy. He's going to run a munch on the back party. That's okay, though. That's not so terrible. On this side, we are going to rearrange our line right now so that they continue to be useful to us. I'm just going to focus on DPSing for right now. 10 damage done right there. She is absolutely excelsior when it comes to just like dominating fools. And so I would highly recommend using her to your best. There we go. So we're already cleaving our way through. This game is very, very synergistic, and by that sense I mean that a lot of things run synergies in this game, and you have to figure you're gonna do poorly until you realize what synergizes with what. I figure since he's already blighted, we'll throw a bleed on somebody else, and on this turn we'll try and clear it out because he's got an ability, or she, I'm sorry, the Plague Doctor's a female. Anyways, she, oh, stop stunning me please. Stop stunning me. That would be great if you would stop stunning me please. It would make me really, really happy. I'm going to need her to do something in the near future. Let's use Barbaric Yop right here. It's going to debuff her, but it's going to stun him. And so what we're trying to do right now is just try and get everybody cured. That's all there is to it. Just trying to make sure. He's going to resist his own bleed, which is really, really nice. We're going to have a little bit of damage done right here. Let's get a stun out there. I don't know what his stun resist is. 50%, 50-50. Okay. Well, we may want to just focus on taking him out then. How does she strike for 4? Does he have protection maybe? Protection, I think I figured out what it is. I think it's just baseline damage resistance. Like when you get hit, it reduces your damage by that percentage. Because you see how she just hit for 4, even though her damage is 5 to 10? I think he has damage resist. You can stack it up using Bulwark of Faith and some other stuff if you want to, but yeah, whatever. She's got good bleed resist. Just throw a heal out there. The only downside to running the team that I'm running right now is that if you only have one guy in the enemy party, it can be sort of problematic to deal damage. I'm going to help her out with Emboldening Vapors, because that's going to offset her damage debuff. Butcher Cut, very high crit damage right there. If you don't get critted by that ability, you should be stoked, because that's what it does. It crits. We got a Portrait, we got some Citrine, and we've got ourselves a Deed. Citrines, they are just yellow quartz crystals. That's all that they are. 100% just yellow quartz crystals. Nothing else to be concerned about. Stashed heirlooms, very, very nice. Not to be confused with heirlooms, which are used to make hair shirts. Very, very uncomfortable. Very, very itchy. Still, utilitarian. You use what you got. Ooh. You can actually click a torch in between rooms if you miss like that. I think the devs will probably fix it, but you could do it. It's a little cheeseballish, but it is a thing that you could do. We got banditos up in here. And so, once again, as always, our goal is to pull this little asshole up to the front so that he can't... Oh, he resisted. He resisted, you little bastard, so that he can't use blanket fire. I like my blanket. I don't want it to be on fire. Let's go ahead and start dealing damage to the dude in front then, if we don't have much of an option. You gotta do what you gotta do. Slice and Dice going out for 4 and 5. Nice little hit right there. Point blank shot, gonna knock him... Ooh. Okay, so in one turn, all of his health gone. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Well, keep it going. We got to DPS our way through. On the plus side, they've taken their turn, so we'll throw a stun bomb out. Hopefully that'll buy us a little bit of time on the next turn. And... yeah, actually get started with some plague grenades. I didn't realize that our doctor had plague grenades. We could lose our... it's possible that we'll lose him in this turn. Depends when he takes his turn. There we go. We're still good. Please don't get a 0. Okay, that's all that I care about. Just don't get a 0. If you get a 0, I'm going to be very, very upset with you, and I'll probably send a note home to your mother. I don't know. I saw there was a game developer. Oh my god, I shouldn't be encouraging this sort of shit, but it was kind of funny. Like, I rarely see... there was some guy that was just, like, ranting at this game developer. I forget his name. It was the guy that invented... oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Those ranged crits. Jesus Christ, we are so boned right now.
Reeling, about to break.
We got nothing. Yeah, this dungeon's basically already over, and we've already gone into one room. We've only gone into one room, and it's basically over already. Let's go ahead and throw out a heal. I gotta fix him up. We got to. If he keeps slice and dicing, though, we're gonna have problems. So, we're gonna yop him to death. If we can, just kind of like stun lock him. And then from here on in, we're gonna do our best to maybe get... some kind of healing going on our characters, because we can't go much further in. And given the nature of the randomness of the game, so how speed works, you might note that you see how he took the last turn, and then he took the first turn on the next turn. It's because you roll like a d6 every time you take your turn, and then you add your speed to it, which means that there's a huge amount of variability in the way that turns will take place. There we go. I need to get him at least up like into double digits. If I don't, then it's gonna be a little bit rough. Throw another stun on him, I guess. That's going to break him out right there. I'm going to stop stacking yops on her because it's going to get us into trouble. But just throw out a random debuff right there. Have him step back in the line for right now. Throw out another weird heal. There it is right there. Little ugly right now. Little ugly. Okay, so a crit. That'll help us out a little bit. It'll get rid of some of our stress. I mean, we're really, really stressed right now. I don't think that this is going to be a run where we're going to make it to the end without somebody stressing out, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't really... There it is. The Spirit's Command. I thought that it was something like that. So now he's fascinated with the remains. He's taking a lot of negative. He's got Bloodthirsty now. What Bloodthirsty does is it makes it so that when he's bleeding, he won't accept heals and like he won't accept heals and cures. Essentially, he just kind of like takes it. On this side, let's take our chances, I guess. Let's take our chances. Did I forget? I did it again. I forgot to equip him with his other heal ability. My God, I need to pay attention better. This shit is embarrassing, and I really wish I would stop doing it. Because honestly, it's really something that I kind of like facepalm at myself. And I don't like to feel that way about myself. Don't like to feel that way about myself. In we go. In we go. Got a little bit of backtracking to do, but that's alright. Move past those earlier crates we once loved and rifled our way through and then abandoned. We're not good about our relationship with crates. Very, very sort of untenable. Crates don't like us. They've made a website about it. It's pretty hateful. Oh good, he dodged the trap. That's cool. He still takes the stress though, I think. I'm gonna stop that. I don't want you to do that right now. I want another torch to go up right... Meow. There we go.
Radiance, may we find victory.
We may have further oops, that was an accident. Hey, there's loot in the pile of bones. Why would you keep loot in a pile of bones? Maybe to scare people off and away from it? Like superstitious people? Kinda stitious people? Maybe stitious people? This looks like we're actually gonna cruise through here pretty easily. I think it's gonna give us a bit of a break. If you're having a hard time with the complete 100% of battles missions, just be aware that there can only be so many fights in a dungeon, so if you get hit really hard in the early game, just be aware that is going to make your late game a little bit easier too, so there's that. I mean, on the plus side, it's not all for naught. For nogged. Ooh, that's no fun. That's no fun. Let's go ahead and jerk him up from the back line, I guess. I'm gonna have to work her forward anyways as we go through. He's problematic because his vomit gives you a lot of stress. So basically it's the same thing as that chalice ability. Exact same thing actually. It just debuffs you and gives you a ton of stress every single time. It doesn't debuff you. It gives you a bunch of stress every time you get hit. You're not having a good day right now. You are a doctor. Why would a doctor? Is there a doctor in the house? I'm a doctor and I need a doctor. Okay, so on this side, the way that we want to start off, let's go ahead. I'm just going to AoE my way through it because I actually find that AoE damage is a bit more... Oh, actually, she can do pretty well from where she's at right now. Let's stick to the plan. I'm going to bring her forward. I'm going to bring her forward. He or she is going to get herself bonus. Are you going to be alright? There we go. Bonus out. I fully expect, though, that this might be our last combat. It might... Oh, that's not good. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, let's pull... Well, what do I want to do? I suppose... What's the stun chance on that? What's his resist? 25? Yeah, sure, go for it. I like stuns. Oh, he resisted with 25%. Little bastard. Ooh, come on now. Come on now. Killing me right now. Such a bad run. And it's all crit. That's the thing, is I think that crits dictate the flow of the game too much right now. Everything else, it's just the crits. The crits really sort of just determine how the game's going to go for you. And if you don't get critted, you're fine. If you do get critted, it's game over. And that's pretty much the only factor right now that I think... Ooh, made the death's door roll. Good for you. Good for you. However, our stress is quite quickly, rapidly growing, so... Should probably, like, get on to solving some of these oh, good, he's gonna stun my healer right when I needed to heal. God, the stun locking in this game. Alright, I'm gonna have to start stun locking back. I don't have a choice. So, right there, start stun locking back. Because I have to start bailing some of my people out. We will also start DPSing slightly, but I'm gonna try and... died from the death blow, never mind. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. All RNG though. Like, that's the thing that I've told a lot of people, is there's very little skill involved in this game. You basically build your party and you build your provisioning, and you just kind of like try and make the best out of a bad situation, but like 90% of the time when you lose, it's not going to be your fault. It's just going to be like something went wrong. Like, there's not much you could do to fix it. He's got bleed resist. Let's start out by throwing heals on him. I think that I would like to go after the swine in the back line, I guess. Go for another yop and see if that'll finish them off. For right now, we need to farm up some heals just in case this isn't the last combat, so that if we end up having to like torture our way through slog our way through the back end of this torturous dungeon, we can actually, you know, get things done. For right now, let's go ahead and I'm going to try and buff off her damage debuff so that she's going to be helpful in just a second. He's going to skip his turn, stress everybody else out. Oh, he got courageous. Very nice. That'll help out. That rarely happens. Like, the heroic roll doesn't happen very often. It's pretty... There we go. We'll go ahead and go with a stunning blow right there and just hope that he doesn't make the resist. He didn't make the resist, so we're good. On this side, let's continue to heal everybody that we can. 3 right there. We're getting low. It's paying us back right now for all of our low rolls. Alright, let's get back up in it. Farm this out for as long as we can. If he ends up resisting, well, that's that for us. Let's go ahead. I'm going to throw a little health on you. 7. Nice. Very good. Sehr gut. Ball and chain out. He's going to resist the effects. The light has forsaken us, but why? Well, because you forgot to light a new torch. It's actually a lot simpler than you would think. A lot simpler than you would think. Continue stunning. He's going to resist, okay. Let's just go in for the kill then. And there it is. Combat completed. I'd be willing to bet this might be the last room combat. Yep, there it is. So, when it says last room combat, that won't mean that there's no fights remaining in between rooms remaining. It just means that the fight takes place on the big squares in here. For right now, let's have him look at the sacrificial... I have no idea what to do with this. The item had no effect. Yeah, I tried to use that on it, but I didn't really think that would help. I'm still playing around with stuff. I don't know how everything in the game works just yet, but you can use items on a lot of things in this game. The hero is deeply disturbed. Ooh, okay, so let's bail out. I think I'm just going to leave this where it is. We didn't really get a whole lot out of this dungeon, which leaves me feeling a little bit downhearted, but...
The light, the promise of safety.
Well, this is one of those points where if I don't bail out and we end up dying in here, I'm going to hate myself. But if we don't have enough money to get rid of some of these problems later on, I'm also going to hate myself. And let's just let it go for right now. It's better to have a successful mission and get like your little benefits and bonuses than it is to like to lose and not get them at all. There is the possibility that they might get all negative things too. It sometimes happens. So yeah, honestly, it didn't really matter. We could have completed it with higher stress and it wouldn't have mattered. But anyways, the way that I think it works is if they're actually paranoid or whatever, they have a higher chance of getting a negative influence, and if they have lower stress, they have a better chance of getting a good one, but not a guarantee. For right now, I may have to get rid of Sour Devil. I'm going to call him Sour Diesel from now on because that is the best weed ever. He's going to be Sour Diesel from now on, and Anne's got, and we're looking okay. But anyways, I think that's where I'm going to break off the episode. So,
the poor caretaker.
My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon. I will see you all in future episodes. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.